Hey, Shalom, Shalom, call Allah, Yahweh, Shem Yahshua, Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostle, salutations to the elect. Men, women, and children that believe are the 1/3. Hey, just going out. So, those that in the know, you know, Passover is upon us in a couple days. And, this Passover in particular, I'm keeping by myself, actually, just me. So, you know, I've been to 200 people Passovers, roughly 200, 50, 15, 20, maybe 3, 4. But this Passover is real heavy in the spirit for me. Coming out of this fucking 3 years of hell, I just like coming out of it was like a very, very hard spiritual test that the Lord put me through. Had to definitely refine my vision and bring things to my attention. So in the wilderness, you know, when you check out Matthew's, the 4th chapter, in the wilderness, you know, he says, you be the son of God, turn these breads to stone. So it's 3 things you kind of, like 3 or 4 things that kind of get tested. So when you in like a phase like that, one is he secure your identity, you know, and also he revives your vision and your mission. Because a lot of times you want to do this, about to do this and that, or you going this route or that route, and the Lord reroute you. But a lot of times he have to like isolate you. So some of the Lord's greatest prophets, like from like Joseph to like Abraham to even Yahushua to Apostle Paul, was isolated for some time. And a lot of it was about 3 years. So because the Lord kind of do things in 3s. But what I'm really hitting on, you know, some brothers got family that believe, they wife probably don't believe, it might just be them. So with smaller Passovers, you want to get like, it's basically like, you got to have like certain items. Now, of course, like, you got a Torah and all of that. If you don't have that, you know, kind of like fine. It's, you know, I got stuff like that up in Jersey, but like, if you don't have that, you just want to get like a couple of things. So you want to get the unleavened bread. Definitely want to have that. And this matzahs, you know. A lot of this stuff, you know, I went to a couple supermarkets. And I went to a couple supermarkets. I'm like, man, they ain't got shit. So I'm like, I gotta go with Amalek at. Amalek had everything. But it's funny, I think their Passover is like around the same time, if not the same day. So a lot of that shit was gone too. But the Lord is merciful. He had it when I was able to find these things. So you get the unleavened bread. You know, that was about $3.75, and you know, you eat it all week. You know, I was able to grab me some lamb just to bring it in. I normally eat lamb anyway, so this some fresh lamb, man. Y'all gotta go to Amalek supermarkets. This was like $26, but man, if you could check out like the redness of that, man, lamb organic, you know. So sometimes, man, you take that little drive out, go to Amalek shit where they shop at, and it's like, so it's like 6 pieces in it. They hefty though. This enough for me, shit, you know. So you definitely want the lamb. I got a little ginger, but you know, you don't necessarily need that. But you got this. So this horseradish root. This was the last one left. They had like a little couple other beat up pieces, but this. And I eat this throughout the week. Just take little pieces of it and crunch on it. And it, you know, of course, it represents the bitterness of Egypt. And I just came out of a bitter time. Still kind of in it, but this shit over with. Satan got his ass whipped. He had me on the ropes, y'all. He had me on the ropes. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Satan took an L on this one. And I got some basic wine. You know, you could do like the kosher for Passover. I'm not really trying to get too, you know, this was about, I don't know, $3. I got 2 of them. They normally come 4 in the pack, 2 of them. So these are your basic 4 items. The unleavened bread, the wine, the lamb, and the bitter herbs, right? Your prayers you put up, I would say definitely probably do the Shemai, do the Lord's Prayer, do the curses. You know, a lot of brothers should be praying anyway. So a lot of prayers and stuff, you should like kind of like know already, you know. And especially like the Lord's prayers, the curses, you should be putting that up daily on the society. So, you know, that's it. You know what I mean? Have a sincere spirit, you know, put the prayers up. No, of course, no leaven, no yeast for a week, for 7 days at that evening. And then put up some prayers, close it out. And that's it, man, you know. So this is like, you know, for brothers that, you know, new brothers or sisters, the sisters, can't forget the sisters, that maybe like by themselves or don't have like, you know, and you want to do the sacrifice for the Lord, you know. I doubt if I left anything out, but you definitely need these 4 items. Well, 5. The unleavened bread, the horseradish. I'm looking at this ginger. That's just Satan. I'm looking at this ginger. You don't need that. I'm gonna just take that because with some honey, I got a little phlegm and mucus or whatever. But these 4 items, you know, the horseradish, dice it up, break it up into like crunchable pieces. The unleavened bread, the lamb, and the wine. And you know, of course, you're not going to be doing a 7-man and all that. I don't know how brothers reading in Hebrew is. So you might cut a lot of portions and parts out with smaller groups or doing it alone. But you know, the Lord see your sincerity and like you just keep it at that. Hey, and with that, I am out of here. Y'all have a good Passover. Deuces. Shalom.